Have you ever wondered why smart people still make dumb money choices? The truth is, intelligence doesn't protect you from bias. It hides it. So let's test something quickly. Do you panic when markets drop? Do you compare your income to others? Do you believe looking rich means being rich? If you said yes to any of these, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the anti-bias system the wealthy use. It's not a theory. It's a simple set of rules that wealthy people apply to avoid the traps that keep most people stuck. Because here's the harsh truth. You can memorize every investing strategy, but if your psychology is broken, your wealth will be too. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap to protect yourself from the traps that quietly sabotage 99% of people. So, stick with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to apply these rules to your own money starting today. Are you ready? Subscribe to the channel. All right, let's dive into Rule 1 of the anti-bias system. The first trap is what I call the bias blind spot. It's the false belief that your money decisions are logical just because they feel logical to you. In reality, your decisions are filtered through the lens of your personal history with money. Take this example. Two people can look at the exact same stock. One buys, one sells. Neither is wrong. They're just playing different games. A broker who lived through the Great Depression may never touch stocks again, while a young tech worker from the 1990s might see risk as normal and chase it at every chance. Same data, different conclusions. That's because your brain is shaped by the sliver of financial history you lived through. You didn't feel the 1970s inflation. You didn't live the dot-com bubble if you were born after 1990, but your money choices are still influenced by the scars and successes of your own experience. This is why smart people still make irrational choices. They're prisoners of their financial past. Recognizing this is the first step of the anti-bias system. But awareness alone isn't enough. To protect your wealth, you need to define your boundaries. That brings us to Rule 2, the rule of enough. The second bias is one of the most destructive: never enough. It's the endless chase for more. More money, more status, more admiration. And the trap is, no matter how high you climb, comparison keeps raising the bar. Sam Bankman-Fried was worth over $20 billion at 29. Media crowned him the next Warren Buffett. But because he never defined what enough looked like, he kept reaching until the empire collapsed. Investors lost billions. His story proves what Morgan Housel once said. There is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. So here's how the wealthy avoid the never enough trap. They define an enough number. This is the income, lifestyle, or net worth that secures their freedom and peace of mind. Beyond that, more money doesn't mean more life, it just means more risk. To start, ask yourself, if your lifestyle today never improved, would you still be satisfied? If not, what specific number would give you true peace? Once you lock that number, protect it. That's the firewall between financial freedom and financial ruin. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" down below. It helps me know what kind of videos to make for you. But even when you define enough, life isn't fully in your control. That's where luck and risk enter the equation. Here's something most people miss. Money outcomes aren't just about intelligence or effort. They're about luck and risk. Think about Bill Gates. Brilliant, strategic, disciplined. But here's the detail that changed everything. His high school was one of the only in America with a computer in the 1970s. That gave him a head start most never had. Pure luck. Now compare him to Kent Evans, Gates' equally brilliant childhood friend. Same obsession with computers, but Kent died in a mountaineering accident before finishing high school. Same potential, wildly different outcomes. That's risk. The wealthy understand this truth. You can do everything right and still lose. You can mess up and still win. That's why humility matters. Don't copy extreme success. It often rests on circumstances you can't repeat. Instead, study patterns. Patterns are repeatable, and they're what protect you when bad luck shows up. So the anti-bias rule here is simple. Build a margin of safety. Have extra cash, diversify, avoid single points of failure. Survival is wealth. If you stay in the game long enough, compounding takes care of the rest. And speaking of compounding, let's make this practical. Because survival isn't just about luck, it's about having the right system to track your reality. And here's where it gets easier. That's why we are building the Trip to Wealth Command Center, a simple Google Sheet system that helps you track your income, cash flow, spending, and net worth in one place. It's not just a tracker, it's a strategy hub. It helps you see where your money leaks, where it grows, and how small changes compound into wealth over time. You'll find the early access waitlist link below. Now that we've addressed survival, let's attack the illusion that destroys more fortunes than anything else. Looking rich instead of being rich. Here's a paradox. The fastest way to go broke is trying to look rich. Fancy cars, luxury watches, exotic vacations. They look like wealth, but often hide debt and insecurity. Morgan Housel put it best. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less of it. True wealth is invisible. It's the money you don't spend, the investments you quietly let compound. Think of the $250,000 a year lawyer with a Porsche, private school bills, and a giant mortgage. From the outside, it screams success. But behind the scenes, there's no cushion. One job loss, and the entire lifestyle collapses. Compare that to the millionaire next door, driving a modest car, wearing a normal watch, but sitting on a mountain of assets. That's wealth. So here's your anti-bias action. Calculate your hidden wealth ratio. Take your net worth and divide it by your visible lifestyle costs. Cars, house, flashy expenses. The higher the ratio, the closer you are to true freedom. The lower it is, the more you're playing dress up with debt. But even if you define enough, survive risk, and stop showing off, there's still one enemy left: your emotions. And this one is deadlier than all the others. Most people think they lose money because they're bad at math. Wrong. They lose because they're bad at emotions. A spreadsheet won't panic in a downturn, but you will. Look at the stock market. Historically, it delivers positive returns over time, but none of that matters if you quit halfway. The biggest risk isn't the market, it's you abandoning your plan when fear takes over. That's why the wealthy build what I call an emotional buffer. Here's how it works. Assume your portfolio will drop 30% at some point. Can you survive it without selling? If not, you're overexposed. Dial it back until you can stomach the pain. Because volatility isn't a fine, it's the fee you pay for long-term gains. Pay the fee and you stay in the game. Avoid it, and you often pay double through missed opportunities. But here's the beauty. When you master your emotions, you unlock the greatest financial force on earth: time and compounding. Warren Buffett is worth over $160 billion, but more than $156 billion of that came after his 65th birthday. Think about that. He didn't win with flashy bets. He won by playing the longest game of all. Wealth isn't about finding the perfect stock. It's about earning solid returns consistently for decades and avoiding the blow-ups that wipe you out. That's compounding. Imagine planting an oak tree. In year 1, it's a stick. In year 10, it's sturdy. In year 50, it's unshakable. That's how money grows when you leave it alone long enough. So here's your anti-bias action. Set up an automatic investing system. Pick a long-term vehicle, index funds, ETFs, retirement accounts, and automate contributions. Don't touch it, don't time it, don't tinker, just feed the machine. And now, let's put everything together into the complete anti-bias system. The same mindset wealthy people rely on to survive, thrive, and win. First step, spot your blind spots. The second step, define your enough. Third, respect luck and risk. The next step, stop looking rich, start being rich. Up next, build an emotional buffer. And the final step, commit to compounding. This isn't just advice. It's a framework, a system to keep your psychology aligned with your money. Wealthy people don't need to be smarter. They need to avoid the traps the rest fall into. And now, you have the same playbook. The truth is, wealth isn't built on secret formulas or superhuman intelligence. It's built on discipline, patience, and the ability to resist the psychological traps that quietly drain everyone else. Think about it. Most people lose not because they don't know what to do, but because they can't stop themselves from doing the wrong thing. They panic when markets dip. They chase what looks shiny in the moment. They compare their progress to others and feel like they're falling behind. Every single one of those habits comes from psychology, not logic. By applying the anti-bias system, you separate yourself from the crowd. Instead of trying to time the market, you stay invested. Instead of chasing status, you focus on enough. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, you build buffers that keep you calm under pressure. These aren't just tactics. They're mental guardrails that protect your financial life for decades. Remember this: survival beats brilliance. If you can stay in the game long enough, compounding will do the heavy lifting for you. And now, you have the mindset to make it happen. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you in the next one, Money Magician.